It was nice to meet you. So, the story I'm gonna tell you guys today, if you are one of my friends, or if you have been to my school, and if you know what I'm talking about, and if it's still kind of like has a has like a hard place in your heart, if you're still thinking about like all the traumatic stuff that happened that day, if you were getting scared and stuff, then you probably should not be watching this video. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna really like aggravate some of that. I'm gonna go back through it a lot. I'm gonna give you guys an in detail summary of what happened that day. All right. So on this day, I don't remember the exact same date, right? But I was in ninth grade, and my friends, class of 2021, we were all in ninth grade, and we are just over there chilling, normal day. And for me, it was fourth period. I was in my Spanish 2 class, and we had a substitute teacher. Right, her name was Miss C, and she's one of those teachers who kind of just likes to sit around and just play Candy Crush, and kind of just let us do whatever we want. So we are just all in the classroom, and we were just normally doing what we always do. We just when the subs in, we just sit there. We go through our Spanish textbook. We do like actividades, and then we just like write that stuff down. We just have it ready to turn it in at the end of class. So we're just doing that, and then suddenly there was a lockdown. All right. So what ends up happening is we're saying, okay, there's a lockdown, so it's probably a drill. So we've been locked down, and then it's really weird because they say this is not a drill. So we hear it in the subs walkie-talkie saying this is not a drill. So we're thinking, okay, well that's crazy, man. It's not a drill. So then the sub tries to go lock the door, and we can't lock the door because the sub doesn't have the keys. The janitor unlocked the door for her to come in, just teach the class, and she could just leave, and the janitor would come back and lock it. But it didn't work that way. So then what ends up happening is they're thinking to them, like we're all thinking to ourselves like, oh shoot, what's gonna happen? So we end up barricading the door. All right, so this is the time, ninth grade. I'm like the 150-pound kid, and I'm thinking to myself, hey man, it's time to be all macho. So I pump up my guns, grab the desk, throw them in. All my other friends are coming over here, and I used to be a freshman. They were all sophomores because I was a Spanish 2 class. I skipped, so they would. So there's a bunch of big guys there who helped me, throw the stuff on top. We're just kind of managing everything. We barricaded the door completely, and then what ends up happening? We're just chilling there. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. So my friends and I were just inside, and we're kind of bored, and everybody else was on their phone messing around. I was on my phone for a little bit. My other friend, his name was Alex P. Right? It wasn't my close friend Alex. If you're thinking about him, no, it was my friend. His name was Alex P. He was a year ahead of me. He was in 10th grade. That's actually the first class I ever met him. I actually went to that Spanish class. He was sitting right next to me, and we just became friends. All right, I'm not gonna tell you his like last name or anything. I'm just gonna tell you that he's Alex P. All right. So then I'm just over there chilling, talking to Alex, and then suddenly what ends up happening is we had this little like plush toy. We used to call it the talking pillow. It was like an emoji pillow that my teacher used. She would just kind of throw it to us. We'd catch it and we'd say the Spanish word, and then we'd just throw it again, and somebody else would catch it and they'd say this word. So our teacher was really chill. She would always play these cool games where we'd sit in a circle. We'd throw the ball around or throw that pillow. We'd always do that. So that pillow was there. So then we started throwing that pillow around. And then later she had these little chocolate bricks in the cupboard. We took those out and we started eating those because there was no teacher, so we could literally just do whatever we want. So we did all this crazy stuff. So my friends who were watching this are going, oh man, I remember this day exactly. So we're just kind of messing around, having fun. And then so my friend and I would start tossing that pillow around because the sub's just going crazy. She's like, oh my god, I don't have a door to lock. I don't know what to do. Can I go home? Like, what's going on? She had to go to a different class after teaching us for that class. And then if she didn't take her lunch. She had to go to the cafeteria to get lunch. So she's just freaking out. She's going crazy. She doesn't know what to do. And then we're just out here throwing the pillow around. And my friends and I, I used to play football and stuff. So I'm like, hey man, run a slant. So he would go and cut, and I'd throw it to him. And then I'd go take these diving catches. We had all of our backpacks set up, and we were just doing the diving catches and stuff. And the sub was going crazy. We were all going crazy. We were just having fun. And then later, they just let us out for lunch. So we go to lunch and we come back. Everything's great, super cool. And then suddenly, we hear running. We hear footsteps, like guys just sprinting. So then we're like, okay, what's going on? So then we had this little like opening. So the way that our doors were was that we had a door, this slight little small like rectangle part of the door, which had like these like gridded pattern. So you could just see through that, and then you could like see the outside. So then the way that our place or the class was right here, and then like there was a small little slope that would go to like the satellite portable cafeteria areas. Behind that was the bathrooms, and they were like the science math building classrooms. That's what we used to call them. And then we'd be at the class, and there would be a little slope. There'd be the satellite kitchens. Right next to that was the bathroom. All right. So from where we were, we could see through the window. So our teacher would be sitting here, the class would be right here, so she'd be parallel to the door, and then her window would be right here, so we could see through the window what's going on at the bathrooms. So we see like a couple of kids just running inside, and then we see the security guard chasing after them, and then we see cops running, and then we're going, okay, what's going on, man? And then suddenly we see the kid come out, and the cops come out, and they take him, and then everything's just fine, and they let us out for lunch. So we see all this crazy stuff going on. We're going, oh my god, what just happened? Later, we realized, like, we went through the rest of the classes. So fourth period was done. Like an hour later of lunch, they let us go to our fifth period class. So I finished my fifth period class. I forgot what I had for fifth period that day. Does not matter because nothing happened then. Then I went to my sixth period class, which is personal finance. I went there. It was one of the chillest classes. We just usually use it to just write down notes and just do our homework and just talk to my friends. Went to that class, and that's when we realized that there was a kid who actually brought a gun to school. And that was crazy, man. Kid brought his gun to school, tried to fight a cop. The cop was wrestling him in the bathroom. That's who we saw. And, a kid, we had to strangle the kid, take him out. There's a few other kids who were involved in that. And the really weird part was in personal finance that day, a kid was missing, and one of those kids who were involved in it was in my personal finance class. That's just the craziest part. Alright guys, so nothing that I said in this video is don't fact check it, right? So I just got it from the internet. Alright, nothing, I don't own any rights to this video, to anything that I just said. So yeah guys, remember, take it with a grain of salt. And so it may or may not be true, but if you are one of my friends and if you know what I'm talking about, then viewer discretion is advised. But if not, then yeah, at the end of the day, you will not know if it's a real story or if it's not. So we're just gonna leave it at that. All right, for legal purposes, the story, it's just made up. I just made it up. It's nothing real. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow with a new video. Bye.